Hey YouTube, welcome back to part 4 of my Kiss Player series. This is the second part of part 4, so I'll call it part 4.5, I guess. Anyway, back to the figure. This is the Kiss Player's version of the Optimus Prime mold. It's been used a number of times. First of all, it was used for this, I believe. Then it came out as the Alternators version in the US. Then it was re-released as an exclusive in Japan as Black Convoy. Then it was re-released in the US as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for Nemesis Prime. And finally it was used in the actual Vinyltech line as BT, I believe, 22 Convoy. That's a lot of use for this mold, considering it's not a particularly great mold. I do not like the transformation, as I said before. However, I'm going to compare it to the American release and show you why this version is actually the superior one. First of all, let me pull his legs down all the way so you can get a better look at that. This is the American version over here on this side. Check it out. Here's one major difference you can already probably tell. The American version has blue eyes. The Japanese version has yellow eyes. Also, the Japanese version is more painted. Look at that. It's got a silver crotch piece where this has just a plain red one. It's got silver detailing on the legs, which is much better than the American version's plain blue. I mean, it's got detailed pipes there. This has just plain black. I mean, they're molded in, but they're all in black. Turn it around a bit. This one is just red plastic. This one is painted red plastic. You can tell this one doesn't look as good. I mean, look at that. If you can see it in direct light, you can actually see through the plastic on this one. You cannot see through the plastic on the Kiss Player's version. So that's why I much prefer the Kiss Player's version to the Alternators version. I don't have the Vinyltech version, but I'd assume it's either as good or better paint job wise than this one. Now, on to Marissa Fairborn the figure, or Melissa as she's called in Japan, because, well, they have a thing with R's and L's, and I'm not going to get into that because then it turns into bad comedy and making fun of the way people mispronounce English, and I don't like to do that. Although, if you want to see something funny, go to English.com. That's a funny website, engrish.com. Okay, let's go to the Marissa figure again for a moment. This is Marissa. You've seen her before. She, like Atari before her, does have some extra bits. Although in her case, it's not a barf bag, which is good. She actually has extra arms and extra legs, so you can do multiple things with her. First of all, let's pull her apart so I can put her alternate legs on her. Put her alternate legs on her, and it gives her kind of a standing pose. Although she is bending over to show off her underwear. She's also got all alternate arms, which I will swap out one of her arms for a different arm. This is so that when she's sitting, you can put her behind, when I've got her sitting legs on, she can sit behind the wheel in Optimus Prime's truck mode. She's one of the few figures that can sit behind the wheel, which I do appreciate. Although pointless, since you can't turn the figure back into accurate truck mode. Her other two arms, let me swap these out real quick. Her other two arms allow her to lean over the top of Optimus Prime when it's in vehicle mode. I've got a picture of that actually. Or no, I don't. But it looks really good. She can stand over the back of him in truck mode with her feet in the back of the thing and this on top of the cab. And it looks kind of cute. She can't use her surfboard. She does come with a stand though, so you can make her stand in this mode so she doesn't just topple over, which she is wont to do since she is rather top heavy in this mode. But you do it like this and see, she stands fairly well. I like Marissa. She's probably my favorite character in the line, as far as humans go. Now, a couple of points of business. I was wrong about something in one of my earlier videos. I was just reading the bottom of the package, and in Japanese, it clearly states down here, Takara Tomy. That's what this says right here, Takara Tomy. If you can read Japanese, you can read that. Another thing is, this package came out in 2006. In fact, it even has a date when it was released on the CD that came with it, which I kind of like. See, this is the CD that came with it, and it's got a date of 8/2006, so it came out in August of 2006. Now, car-wise, this was during the period of time when Daimler and Chrysler were merged, before Daimler dumped Chrysler, which kind of led to the current mess where Chrysler's in bankruptcy and apparently going to be bailed out by Fiat. But, see, it says right there, Daimler Chrysler Corporation, right down there on the bottom. Don't know if you can read that well or not. Also, one other thing. Like all the alternators and all the Binaltech figures, this is in 1/24th scale. So all the figures are scaled to each other, which means all the humans are in 1/24th scale. It's actually nice to have a Transformers line in scale for once. Now, as for the story, Convoy and Melissa, while Convoy is struggling with his identity crisis, basically trying to fight off the nightmares and the influence of Galvatron, are fighting multiple legions over and over and over again. And at the same time, they're fighting Hot Rod, or Rodimus, and Xiao Xiao Li. Xiao Xiao Li and Marissa were friends in childhood. And Xiao Xiao blames Optimus for taking away, for diverting Marissa's attentions. There's kind of a weird relationship between the two girls. I'm not going to call it a lesbian relationship. It's more of a admiration relationship, where Xiao Xiao admires Marissa so much that she wants her attention, wants recognition from her, and Marissa is just obsessed with the fact that she's got Convoy back, who is sort of her father figure. I'm not reading any more into it than that. So basically, at where it stands right now, we've got Atari merged with the Auto Rooper, working for the EDC. I called them EDF before. I'm sorry. The EDF is the group from the Japanese TV series Ultra 7, not the EDC, which is from Transformers. So we've got Atari working for that. We've got Xiao Xiao, who's out there somewhere. I'll get to her in my next video because I'm going to cover that. That is actually my favorite toy in the whole line because I like the figure and I like the character. I like them both very, very much. And Rodimus has a really neat accessory, as opposed to the others, which come with goofy things like surfboards and such as that. But let me transform the surfboard real quick into knife mode, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like. No, this part moves around here. Whoops, I just broke it. I always end up doing that. You fold this down, basically you turn this around somehow, and you end up with a surfboard knife thing that Optimus can hold. It's got the same little white skull on the fin as Marissa has on her outfit, which I kind of like because I think Marissa looks cute with that. Marissa, unfortunately, cannot ride her surfboard, even though she's supposed to be a surfer, because of the way she's posed. Now, one of the questions you might ask, and I've kind of already covered this in another video, is, okay, if Marissa Fairborn in Transformers Season 3 is in her late 20s, and this Marissa is only 20, how does that work out? This has to do with the 5-year gap in Transformers between the movie and the Japanese series. This happens in the 5-year gap. One of those things that gets covered by the gap. So that's why she is much younger here and probably a blonde. I would assume the blonde hair is either a disguise or just a vanity thing at this point. Women dye their hair. No big deal. That and she's a California girl. I mean, she just wanted to blend it in California. Who knows? Anyway, this has been Convoy and Melissa. This is part 4 of Defending the Indefensible, and I am concluding part 2 of part 4. Have a great day, night, and I'll come back again. Probably do Hot Rod next week. I'm doing a lot of these lately, and I want to get back to some regular reviews soon as well. Probably do one of those either tonight or tomorrow. Have a great night. This is Zip Disc, and you guys take care. Bye.